Did you know there was also basketball going on today? Yeah, I forgot about that. I keep forgetting about NBA because I don't watch enough of it. But there are 2 playoff basketball games going on today, and we have the NBA algorithm, which, I mean, historically, it does pretty darn well. It generally picks the team that wins the game. I've had nothing but positive comments about how well NBA works. Even though I kind of never focus on it, it's so weird. As soon as something works, I stop paying attention to it. And it's like, all right, well, that's a winner. I don't need to worry about that anymore. Yet, I guess we should be reviewing this every day because it seems to win. So the intelligence that it is exhibiting today, if it is to believe and to be believed, and there's no reason not to believe it, is that Phoenix beats Dallas. Their line is minus 250. Not that bad when it comes to a margin of 11%. It's actually not a huge margin, but it's a pretty big margin. And they're home. So that's the kind of pick that can go on around robin. Guess what else is really funky here? How about a 3.4% margin for Miami? Really low. Says only won this game by 2 points. You can get 7.5 with the Sixers. Or look at the health situation. Who's out on Miami? What is going on here? Let's refresh this. Oh, we need to update. We have a different number. Whoops, we have a different number because the injury report was updated, but I forgot to refresh the injury report in the pivot. So that Miami health number is actually wrong. So let's see what it says. Yep. Miami's at 58 now, but Philadelphia is hurting a little bit more. So there's injuries on both of these teams. Miami, down here. Tyler Hero, what is this injury type? Ankle? Hamstring. Now these players, PJ Tucker, these players might have been out for a while. I don't follow basketball closely enough to know if these guys have been out for a while. You could look at the actual injury report, search by team, and see what's going on with Miami people. It doesn't say, by the way, a lot of these are game time decisions also. Except for this one, which is a Milwaukee player. Anyway, so it's these guys. So they might be playing. And maybe, but that's a lot of injuries there. So that's something to think about in that game specifically. When you look back at the other game of Phoenix, it's just saying Phoenix wins this game by voila, about 7. The line is 6. I wouldn't mess with a 6-point line, but I would mess with a money line if I was betting today, which I'm not, because I'm not in a state where I can bet on FanDuel anyway. And so that's what it says. So it's good to just check up on NBA because it is kicking out a pick of the day type scenario, even though it's not a good line. It's certainly something that you add to your parlays because it thinks it's going to win that game. And here, if you're going to do anything, you're going to take the 7.5 points because you at least have a wounded Miami team. Even if all of those guys played, those game time decision guys end up playing, it's still, there's obviously something that's slowing them down a little bit. So why on earth, in such a low margin game anyway, where they're only supposed to win by 2, would they cover 7.5? Like, who's hurt on the Sixers that makes that line happen? Or is it just because the game is in Miami, I guess? On the Sixers, Joel Embiid, he looks like a very strong player. He's the number 1 player. Is out with is that an orbital bone fracture? Yikes. That's probably not playing. Let's take a look at that. That's why this line has shifted so much, right? Yeah, he's out. So for at least a game. So anyway, I guess I can see why that's happening. Big player for the Sixers out means a lot, but even with that, it's still only predicting a 2-point victory. What about all these potential injuries for Miami? So the parlay is the Suns to win and the Sixers plus 7.5. In my opinion, which is usually wrong, but the algorithm also agrees with that. So there's that. All right. Good luck, everybody. May all your picks be winning, and Phoenix Suns pick of the day may them be victorious at home.